Well, hello, and welcome to our virtual classroom experience. My name is Vivian Stewart, and I'm one of your librarians. This lesson will cover how to complete three typical psychology assignments that can be completed without using popular search engines. Our library has numerous resources that are available to assist you with your various classes. So, as you're watching this presentation, I want you to simply think about other classes that you're taking and how the library can assist you. Our starting point will be at our library's homepage, and you may want to record this address. Our address is www.southwest.tn.edu/library. Now, I would like to simply start off by taking a look at the homepage so that you'll be able to navigate around it. At the very top, it says Welcome to the Library, and we have 5 locations for our students, faculty, and staff to use. Next, you have a collage of photos from our campus locations, followed by information about the library, which basically covers some of our mission statement and what we're trying to accomplish. Of course, there's a message that we're currently closed, but help is available through Ask a Librarian. These are the pages that are visited more than others. You have our databases page, which is where we will spend time today. Course reserves is where you would go if you were trying to find out if one of our locations had a print copy of a certain textbook to be used for 2 hours. Reserve a study room allows students to book their own study rooms and use them for a 3 hour period. We have various forms that we can gather feedback from you and allow you to request information from us. CyberCat is our online catalog. WorldCat is a global catalog, and SOAR is our discovery service. Under instant messages, there's a librarian that is currently online and awaiting to answer any incoming chat messages. These are various links that are available for you to use. You'll see featured resource, which gives you a glimpse of some of the resources that are available for you to use. Over to the left-hand side, these are our widgets. So when I am wrapping up, I will usually go to Ask a Librarian to show you about 8 different ways that you can request assistance. The library has its own YouTube channel where you can watch videos to learn how to use our resources. The 360 virtual tour will allow you to view the interior of our different locations. The library webinars page will provide you with our schedule of online presentations that you can join whenever your schedule allows. We have a social media presence on Facebook, and branch hours and info will not only provide you with typical operational hours, but also a listing of staff members at each location. And report a problem is provided in case you experience any type of technical issues. If you report it here, we could take care of that in a timely manner. Now, I suggest from this point going forward that you make the adjustment to view everything using the full screen view so that you can see everything that I am about to do. I am selecting the option of databases. Our databases will provide you with access to electronic books, multimedia items if you're more of a visual type learner, along with journal and magazine articles. In order to use our databases when you're working remotely, your Southwest username and password is required. Now, if you happen to forget how to locate one of the resources, but you remember the name, you can always go to this A to Z resource page and you can access them from there. Now, as I stated, I want to walk through how to complete just 3 typical assignments that you may get in a psychology class. So on our databases page, we have these broad categories which are listed alphabetically, starting with biographies, and the list goes all the way down to science. So the first assignment deals with finding biographical information on famous psychologists, people who are known in the field for the work that they've done. So I am selecting biographies, and we have a category that says databases, and these are our paid subscriptions. And then you have recommended websites, and these are sites that we have used that we consider to be good sites, and we make them available for you. Now, I want you to keep in mind as we're going through these 3 assignments that One database may not be enough in order for you to complete an assignment, but of course it would be a good starting point for you. So if your assignment is to find information on a famous psychologist. Now, of course, if you already know the name of someone, that will make it easier. But we want to also look at if you don't have any names, how do you gather names? So I am selecting biography, Gale, and context. And because I'm working remotely, the first thing I need to do is to log on using my Southwest credentials. Now, once I get logged on, of course, I will have access to all of our databases. So biography in context is a good place to start to gather biographical information. So if I already had the name of someone, I could simply perform my search now. So let's say that I was trying to find information on B.F. Skinner. Well, at this point, I simply click and tap inside of my search box and I start typing. And as I started typing, as you can see, the first name that popped up is B.F. Skinner. I simply select it, and now I have information. It starts off with an overview of B.F. Skinner. If I wanted to select read more, I could read the entire thing that is coming from a source that is provided. I have a picture of him, which I can enlarge, and then you have some quick facts over to the right-hand side. As I scroll down a little bit, when it comes to featured content, there are three items, which in most cases will be information from books. I have 14 biographies, information once again coming from books. I have newspaper articles, academic journals on him, general magazine articles. There are three reference books. There's one website dedicated to him, and then I have an image. All of this is information that is provided below on B.F. Skinner. Now, I just want to point out before I leave this page, of course, there are 14 biographies. It only shows you three, but if you wanted to see all 14, you would just simply select here and you'll be able to see all 14 of them. Now, keep in mind, this is information coming from various books. So if I wanted to look at this particular one, I would just simply select his name. And now I have the full text information. You have tools at the top that you can use, and one of them is Cite. So I would think for your particular class, you will be using the APA 6th edition. There is also a tool that allows you to translate this into multiple languages. You can increase or decrease the font size. You can listen to this if you would like to. If you have a Gmail account, you could send this to your Google Drive. Using your Southwest credentials, you could send this to the Microsoft OneDrive. You have another email option, and then you could download your information to a USB drive if you would like. This is information coming from this source, the Encyclopedia of Philosophy. It tells you how many words in the reading level, and you also have the author's name. You can also under Explore, go to more like this to find additional type of information. But as I scroll down, I just want to show you that this is full text information, and you have an electronic highlighter that you could use to highlight information that's most relevant to you. Now at this point, I just simply want to go back. And on this screen, let's say that I did not have a person. Well, then we have two ways to search for someone. You can go to Browse People. And as the page is loading up, I just simply want to click on my down arrow. And you can see these are different occupations. It's alphabetically arranged. And I can select psychologist. And it gives me about 19 people that I can actually find information on just by selecting them by name. Now, I believe that these are the most well-known psychologists, but there may be some people that you want to use that are not so well known. So inside of my search box, I am simply typing in psychologist. And as you can see, my list is starting to form now. And I press enter. And now I have a longer list of people to select from. These are my suggested people at the top. In the information below, you have an alphabetical listing of names, you have occupations, you have birth information and death information. And once again, all you could just simply do is select a person and it will display that information for you. Now, of course, with this person, the only thing that I have are two biographies. So, of course, I will possibly need to use another resource to find additional information on this person. But this is a good starting point, and this is biography in context. I'm simply closing this up. The next place I would like to go is to the category of electronic books. Under electronic books, I am going to Credo Reference, which is a collection of reference books that is available for you to use. So now if you are working on biographical information or working on an assignment where you have to find information on certain psychological disorders, you could use this particular source for both of them. So at this point, I want to try to find information on panic disorders. So I typed in my subject, and at this point, it starts out with information coming from the Encyclopedia of Counseling on Panic Disorders. I have 1,115 results that I can look at. If you're more of a visual person, of course, it shows you how, starting with panic disorders, we could branch off into these other areas and get information. So if I decided that I would like to see the information on panic disorder coming from this particular source, it also pulls a couple of sentences from it. It allows you to save all of the results you like by bookmarking them and come back to them later. It tells us how many words, and then these are different key concepts that will allow us to branch off to other places. I simply select the appropriate disorder that I want, which is panic disorder, was listed as my topic. And this is the information in this particular source that is provided for me. Your tools are at the very top where you could have it cited for you. You could share it with someone else. You can listen to it. You can have it translated. You have your related searches and related articles that you can look at also. So this can be used for both of your assignments. I'm simply closing this out. Let's now go to the category of medicine health. And up under the databases, I am selecting health and wellness. Okay, so once again, if I'm trying to find information on a psychological disorder, I could just simply perform a search if I want to. But if you don't have one and you're looking for one, I suggest you simply scroll down. And here you have diseases and conditions. And if you simply select diseases and conditions, at this point, we can just simply go through and look at the different options, and we can select some things like you can select attention deficit disorders. You can select autism from here if you would like. Um, Dissociative disorders. Let's try this one. So by simply selecting it, under showing results for, I have 35 reference items, 23 magazine articles, 72 newspaper articles, and 71 academic journals. This is full text information that is available for you. I'm closing this out. Now, my next category will be the category of humanities social sciences. And under the databases, I am simply scrolling down. And the first one, we're going to start with the psych articles. So we're going to use the same search in all three of these databases. So I'm selecting psych articles, and I want to try to find information on media violence. Now, what I'm about to do is simply enclose these terms in my quotation marks. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this in just a moment. Okay, So I did not just want to perform a keyword search looking for media and looking for valid. I want these terms to be together, so I enclose them in quotation marks so that when the search is performed, that is what it will be looking for. So now I'm searching. This is psych articles, and it has found 64 articles that are provided for me. Now, everything may not be full text, so what you need to do is to limit it by full text, and everything is full text, so it did not change anything. When you look at your results, you have your titles listed in blue, you have your author's name and the source that it came from. It may provide you with subject headings in case you want to perform another search, and you have the ability to look at HTML full text or the PDF full text version, which shows you the way the article looked when it was originally scanned from this source. Your tools are provided over to the right-hand side, and other articles that appeared in this particular journal are available here for you to view. These are e-journals. Now let me just simply go back one, and I want to copy this so I don't have to type it in again. And we're closing out psych articles. Next, we're going to perform the same search in psychology. And we're simply pasting in my topic and we're searching. And under showing results for, we have 17 magazine articles, general magazine articles, 361 academic journals, which are more scholarly type publication. You have 162 newspaper articles and then one image that's available. So this is the second psychology database we have. And then the last one is the psychology database. And we're performing the search. (1,304) results. Now let's make sure that everything is full text. And the number came down to 934. Now there's a new term that I want to talk about. It's entitled peer review. What this simply means is that before any article could be posted in these journals, it had to be reviewed by a set of experts who have made sure that the article met every guideline for inclusion. So if by chance your instructor tells you you need a peer-reviewed article, this is exactly what they're talking about. Experts have reviewed the article before they say yes, it could be included. So with that 934 results, what we have is your title, you have your author's name, you have the title of the source and its date, a couple of sentences pulled from it. And if we select full text PDF, once again, it shows you the scanned version of the article, which we have here. And then you have your tools across the top that you can actually use. And we're closing this up. Now, the last type of search is in case your instructor tells you to find psychological periodicals or psychological journals. What you would just simply need to do is to scroll down to the category of periodicals. And when we expand, out of my listing, I am selecting online journals. Okay, now the first thing that we need to do is to change our option from all to simply journals. And I want to show you two different things. So let's say that you had the title of a certain or a magazine or journal that you were looking for. And I want to use Psychology Today. And I need to correct my spelling. And now I'm searching. And I have two matches. Well, I'm not sure what the first match is, so I'm not going to even look at this one. Something entitled Blues Buster. But let's look at the one that I actually want, which is Psychology Today. It provides me with an ordering number, which is our ISSN number. And these are the dates that it says is available, 1988 through 1989, which was only 1 year, and available in these particular databases. And then we'll have one that says 1992 through present. So we have access to all of these back issues. So I am simply selecting one of the databases. My information is loading up. And this is the information that I have. Full text coverage is available from 1992 to current. These are the issues that are available in this particular year. But if I wanted to go back and choose a previous year, I could simply do that. I could perform a search while I'm here also. And then this is just other information about this journal that it is published bi-monthly. It's an English version. It tells you some of the headings that are covered, just other information that's provided. So if I selected 2001, now I have the issues that appeared in 2001. I can select one. And what it provides me with at this point is that there were 52 articles that appeared in that particular issue, and I have access to these articles now. Okay, so, and if I wanted to read one of the articles, I would just simply select it by title, and now I have the full text of this article. So if you have the title of a certain journal that you're looking for, this is one way to find it. Let's simply close this out. And I'm back now. And let's say if you don't have any titles, you're looking for titles. Well, at this point, I could maybe change my option to says title equals to. And let me just type in psychology. And I'm pressing enter. But that only provided me with two. So we don't want to use that one. So let's go back. Title contains all words. Let's try this one. And it's still thinking. And if it stays here too long, we may just need to try this again, because I would think that I would have some options by now. And it says that there was an error. So let's try changing to title begins with. Okay, and at this point I have 35. So as I scroll down, of course, I have this Blues Buster again, which I'm not sure exactly what that one is. But these are titles, psychology type magazines and journals. Some of them are in other languages, but this is the Journal of Psychology and Theology. It's peer reviewed. We stopped getting access on this one in 2019 in these particular databases, and these particular databases is ceased in 2017. As we continue to go down, as you can see, there are just other articles that are other type journals that are provided that we can actually use. Psychology and Psychiatry Journal, we still have access to these. So doctor tells you that you need to find a certain psychology journal and find an article and possibly critique that article. This is where you could come in order to find journals and then find the articles. Now I'm simply closing this out. I'm going back to the library's homepage. And the last thing that I would like to do is to show you how to get help later on. So I suggest that you go to Ask a Librarian. If you would like a librarian to work with you one-on-one to help you find your information, simply submit the form for a request for a research coach. A librarian will contact you based upon whatever you say is a good time, and they will work with you for about 15 to 20 minutes. Ref Chatter, keep in mind a librarian is actually online and will answer questions for you, but we will direct you to where you need to go to find the information on your own. You can send us a text message using this number. These are the hours of operation. You can chat with us on our Facebook page. When it comes to giving us a call, if you call these numbers and leave a message, someone will contact you and we will answer your questions. Inside of each course, there is a librarian that is embedded. So if you simply go to your course list and look for, if you simply go to your class, look up under the class roster, you'll see an option for Ask a Librarian. Simply ask us questions there and we will respond back to you, and we will respond to your questions even after hours. BombGuard is a software that will allow us to remote out to your computers if you're having problems with the libraries page. This is our departmental email address where we have multiple people who are checking throughout the day. And if you can't find another way to reach out to us, feel free to use report a problem and we will respond to you that way. So I have gone over three typical psychology assignments. And I think that you can pretty much apply this to any other class that you may have if you're trying to find biographical information, if you're just trying to find articles. And keep in mind, we also have databases where you can find multimedia items also. I'm about to stop sharing my screen. So I do hope that this has been helpful and that you're a little bit more comfortable now working with library resources instead of simply going to Google and other popular search engines. Keep in mind that librarians are available to assist you at any time. Just simply reach out to us for assistance. Thank you so much and you have a great day.